Now on 4 News Now at 6, tomorrow is a weather alert day. We are tracking a snowstorm making its way into the inland northwest. We have team coverage on how it will impact you and your family.
And 90 positions are on the chopping block in Central Valley schools, the reason behind the possible job cuts.
And 100,000 people have already applied for Washington's Working Family Tax Credit. We'll tell you if you qualify and what you need to apply. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
We're taking a live look at I-90 through downtown Spokane. We have a snowstorm slowly making its way into our area. That's why our team of meteorologists are declaring tomorrow a weather alert day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Let's send it straight over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center. She's been tracking this storm all day.
Well, when you get up tomorrow morning, it's going to look more like January than March. We are adding significant amount of snow to what we've already had, and it is going to be more widespread than previous systems we've seen the last couple of times. The entire inland northwest, and an all-day event, although the heaviest snow will be in the morning. Satellite and radar right now, we have had a few isolated showers around the Coeur d'Alene area and in North Idaho, but we are dry for the time being. That snow is coming in overnight, probably around 2 a.m. in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. A winter weather advisory until noon Friday for most of the region. 1 to 3 up in the Okanagan area. We're looking at 2 to 5 in North Idaho and the Northeast Mountains, but that goes through Saturday morning. Right in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 3 to 5 through noon tomorrow. We're also seeing some of the heavier snow in the parts of the Columbia Basin, 2 to 6 in the northern Columbia Basin tomorrow. Meanwhile, here's a look at what we can expect for the morning commute. Again, we're going to see that snow really ramping up through tomorrow morning. Here's 10 a.m. 2 to 4 inches of snow will be common through the I-90 corridor. 1 to 2 as we get closer to Coeur d'Alene, but there is more coming through the afternoon. Your Friday planner, the steadier snow, the heavier snow will be between about 6 and 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll still have some snow showers throughout the day. In fact, the chance of snow continues all the way through tomorrow evening. Our high tomorrow of only 37, 47 is our average high. We'll tell you more about what you can expect tomorrow. There's gusty winds to go along with the snow, and if it's going to continue through the weekend, that's coming up in your 7-day forecast. Aaron.
Chris, thank you. And be sure to download the 4 News Now weather app. Turn on notifications to get important weather alerts you need to know about sent straight to your phone. Breaking news tonight, a former Idaho legislative intern who was raped by a lawmaker is suing that lawmaker and one other in federal court. Erin Von Ellinger was convicted of raping the young woman and sentenced to 20 years in prison Wednesday. She filed a lawsuit in federal court, which also names current Idaho Representative Priscilla Giddings. The victim said not only did Von Ellinger assault her, he defamed her in comments about the case. She claims Giddings also shared the woman's identity and called her names like Honey Trap. You can read more about the lawsuit. We have it on our website, KXLY.com.
Well, teachers at the Central Valley School District say they're worried they could soon be out of a job.
During a union meeting on Tuesday, about 90 staff members were told that their teaching contracts might not be renewed. Bronte Saratsky explains why and what this could mean for teachers in the next school year.
This year is the first for many teachers at the Central Valley School District, but due to lower enrollment and less funding, it could also be the last.
We did not see the anticipated enrollment we had hoped for.
That flat enrollment means that about 90 Central Valley school teachers might not return next year. The district notified those teachers that are in the first 3 years with the district on Tuesday.
And then even the notices this week were more of a, we just want to put this on your radar so that you can plan best for your family so nothing comes as a surprise to you.
Now the Central Valley Education Association, the union representing these teachers, is helping teachers prepare for a potential layoff.
We are offering them positions within our district for subbing, so that they can stay in the district. And, you know, we're hopefully going to whittle the list down of those that will actually truly face a layoff to the lowest number possible.
The union says it plans to try and get these teachers back eventually.
Tough to welcome in September, to welcome them to our profession, and here we are in March and saying that this might not be the profession, this might not be where they're going to be next year.
We asked if these layoffs could impact education.
Our teachers in the buildings and in our rooms will give students the best possible education that they can get anywhere in the area.
Meanwhile, about 90 jobs could be on the chopping block. Any potential layoffs will be finalized by April 1st. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Well, school buses are getting a name change this fall in Spokane. The Spokane School Board decided to switch from Durham to a different school bus company called Zoom.
Zoom is expected to bring a new route system and technology to the district. Parents and bus drivers say they have concerns. Our Peter Choi got some answers on the company's transition plan for this fall. Peter.
Yeah, that's right. Uncertainty remains over this transition process tonight, such as how new technology and a different route system would work, and plus the job application process for current bus drivers. I had a chance to sit down with the CEO of Zoom to learn more. From a new set of electric buses to modern technology for students, parents, and drivers.
We're super excited to be with Spokane.
Student transportation company Zoom is excited to serve Spokane Public Schools this fall. With new modern technology, the company wants to improve route visibility and communication for parents and students.
Those parents will have access to an app and they will have full information of where their child is, who the driver is, where the bus is, and considering like your child will not have to wait outside in the snow waiting for the bus.
Plus, all buses will be carbon neutral and electric buses. In case of emergency like a power outage, the backup plans are built into the bus batteries. Zoom provides busing for many state school districts, including Seattle right now. However, the company wasn't fully ready when it launched last fall.
Do you have any contingency plans if Zoom is underprepared for the start of school in the fall, like it was in Seattle? What do you have?
We are absolutely confident that we will be prepared, given the Spokane School District has done an amazing job of making a decision and getting the board approval sitting in the beginning of March. It gives us ample time for us to be prepared to have the new fleet ready.
Zoom's CEO says all existing drivers are invited to apply for jobs this fall.
There's a little bit of apprehension, of course, with something new.
Though it's the first time switching to a new company, the Durham bus driver says he's excited about the change.
First and foremost, what the application process was going to be was the first thing that crossed my mind.
As part of the applications, we just go through the check to make sure they are eligible. All the background checks have been done. They have gone through the certification process. And if they are already CDL certified, then it's a very easy process in terms of transfer.
Using the same Durham facility is under consideration right now. However, to ensure readiness, the company says is also looking at other possible locations for its bus barn. And this new contract is from August 2023 to July 2028. It will cost over $71 million for all 5 years. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. New at 6 o'clock. Over the last decade, the high school graduation rates in Washington have been on the rise, but the number of students immediately enrolling in college have dropped. According to the State Student Achievement Council, Washington's direct enrollment rate dropped from 59% in 2019 to 51% in 2020. Idaho also saw a drop in enrollment, going from 46 to 39%. Both states are now well under the national average of 63%. The council citing the pandemic as one of the main reasons for the drop in rates. They also say it's important that the state provides ample resources and support to students to help further their education.
We want to remind families in Coeur d'Alene you have until Tuesday to cast your vote on 2 school levies. One is for safety and maintenance projects that would cost $25 million over 5 years. The other would be a forever $25 million supplemental levy. If both passed, it would cost taxpayers with a $500,000 home about $138 a year.
We have a consumer alert for anyone with a Durrell child car seat. The company's recalling 59,000 Safety First and Maxi Cozy car seats. The company says the anchors used to secure the base may fail, which would allow the seat to come away from the car. Durrell says it will mail a replacement to owners for free. For information about the recall, you can go to their website.
A Spokane pastor who tried to open a homeless shelter could be out on the streets himself. Why his landlord says he is illegally detaining the building coming up.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Save your greed! It's college tournament time at Turf Club Sportsbook, where suddenly every game's a big game. And that office pool you're in? Well, so much for that. This is real sports betting that goes beyond the bracket. All in a modern game day setting where you can take home a lot more than some intern's lunch money. Get off the sidelines and into the action at the all-new Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer, only at Northern Quest.
The Buick vehicle lineup is fresh, forward-thinking, and luxurious, perfect for your busy lifestyle. From the sleek exterior to the lush interior, the Buick lineup will have you riding in style and with confidence, because your Buick comes standard with a full suite of safety features. Explore the Encore GX, Envision, and Enclave's unique technology and design features for yourself at Becker Buick GMC, where you'll always be treated like family.
Walker's Furniture is overstocked with over $15 million of inventory, and more shipments are arriving daily, so we're forced to have an overstock clearance sale. Get big discounts of 15, 30, even up to 40% off select items in the store, with some discontinued items up to 70% off.
Our loss is your gain, as we have to make more room in our warehouses for new shipments arriving daily.
So for a short time, you can get big discounts
while supplies last at Walker's.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline, hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
Around the nation tonight, the railway company Norfolk Southern under intense scrutiny. The company's CEO testified on Capitol Hill, telling senators he was, quote, deeply sorry for the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio.
ABC's M. Wynn has more from D.C.
Senator, we're going to do what's right for the citizens of East
What's right is to cover their health care needs. Will you do that?
Everything is on the table, sir.
Today, congressional lawmakers demanding answers from Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw after the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, where the cleanup of toxic chemicals continues.
I want to begin today by expressing how deeply sorry I am for the impact this derailment has had on the residents of East Palestine and the surrounding communities.
Both sides of the aisle calling for Norfolk Southern to be held financially responsible for the fallout of that February 3rd derailment. The rail company previously pledging millions of dollars to impacted regions. The committee's top Republican pivoting criticism to the EPA, claiming a lack of transparency.
It's clear to me that EPA's risk communication strategy fell short.
The EPA saying they've had boots on the ground since the derailment, adding the water, air, and soil has been deemed safe for residents. And just earlier today, another Norfolk Southern train derailed in Alabama, sending 37 cars off the track, 2 of which previously carried a hazardous material. Officials say no one was hurt.
You may need to look into that.
This coming after ABC News learned federal regulators are looking into an alleged incident on February 27th, where a complaint to the FRA claims a safety official told the crew one of their cars carrying ethanol was trending hot. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance making a direct plea to his Republican colleagues to back new legislation to improve rail safety.
Are we for big business and big government, or are we for the people of East Palestine?
Norfolk Southern released a 6-point plan to improve rail safety, just as Shaw today said he was personally committed to the recovery in East Palestine, though it's not exactly clear what that might look like. Here on Capitol Hill, Em Nguyen, ABC News.
This morning we had over 1.5 inches of snow by the morning commute. We're running almost a foot above average so far this season, and we are going to be adding to it. We did melt a lot of snow today. We warmed it up for 42 officially, not quite average. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the 18th Annual Spokane Motorcycle Show and Sale.
Every Saturday in March, you can shoot baskets for cash.
The more baskets you make, the more cash you win.
All winners have 1 minute to make as many baskets as possible.
The player with the highest score of the night wins even more cash.
Make baskets to earn your share of up to $26,000 cash.
More baskets, more cash for you.
Earn entries now playing your favorite games with your Sun Club card.
Get in the game at Chihuahua Casino.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Attention! Save up to 50% at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa tent sale this weekend at Kootenai County Fairgrounds. Why wait 100 days with a local dealer when you can have a hot tub now? Over 50 models on display. Every floor model must go. Come see revolutionary swim spas that can heat or chill the water. Bad credit, no problem. 100% in-house financing, no turndowns. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa blowout sale at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. Call 1-833-HOUR-SPAS or go to discountspas.com.
Use me to take a bite out of food waste and help the environment.
How'd you do that?
Well, give me yard waste, food scraps, heck, even your food-soiled paper like pizza boxes, paper towels, and coffee filters. I'll take it to be composted and returned to the soil.
And we'll still be here for the rest.
Learn more at SpokaneCountySolidWaste.org.
Hey, another successful project. The Spokane Hope Center has been rebuilt and doubled due in part to Horizon Credit Union. Not only their painting of the walls and volunteering, but the artwork that's going up outside. The Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
No problems on the evening commute tonight. Clear roads, 32 degrees right now in Coeur d'Alene. Here's the view of US 95 and Handley. It's going to look very different this time tomorrow, but especially tomorrow morning's commute. 37 and mostly cloudy in Spokane right now with all of the snow from today melted down here in downtown. The snow starts overnight. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is a weather alert day because when you wake up, it is going to be game on with the winter driving skills. 3 to 5 possible through noon with more possible in the afternoon. And because of these snow showers are heavy, intense, and fairly localized, some areas could pick up considerably more snow, and that can also cause problems with visibility and with roads that seem okay, and then that snow starts falling and things go downhill very quickly. Here's our forecast radar. Quiet across most of the region right now, but then that snow starts moving in. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning. And you see down in Moscow and Pullman, temperatures staying a little bit warmer. So you may start off as a rain-snow mix, and you're not included in that winter weather advisory, but you'll still have some snow. But we'll see the heavier snow around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And here's 7 o'clock. Darker blues starting to come in the timing is terrible, but it looks like we'll get some of our heavier snow right before the morning commute and into the commute. We taper off around noon, but it does not come to an end completely. Hit and miss snow showers will continue right on through tomorrow evening. Here's 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and we're still seeing a fair amount of snow in North Idaho. Here's a look at some initial snowfall forecasts. This goes through Friday, and 4 to 6 inches will be common through the Palouse, northern portions of the Palouse, I should say. Pullman, only 1 to 2. But once we get up into the central Panhandle, Spokane, and parts of the northern Columbia Basin, that's where we're really going to see those heavier totals. Winds also will be picking up tomorrow afternoon. Here's our forecast wind gusts starting off at 8 o'clock in the morning. And although you're not going to get the heavier snow down in Moscow and Pullman, the gustier winds will be found in Lewiston and Pullman. Here's noon with 32-mile-per-hour gusts. Also gusty winds in Ritzville. And then those winds will begin to die down as we get into Friday evening. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 20s and 30s around the region. High temperatures tomorrow only in the 30s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, about 10 degrees below average. We'll be in the 40s in Ritzville, Moses Lake, 51 tomorrow in Lewiston. Your 7-day forecast tomorrow is an alert day. Lingering snow showers possible on Saturday. We're warming up, finally back up around average next week. We're mainly going to be dealing with rain almost every day through next week. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. Our weather team says warmer temperatures can make things even worse when it comes to how slippery it gets out there.
Yeah, that's when we pick up team coverage of the storm that we're about to see with meteorologist Matt Gray.
Well, more snow means more problems, and having temperatures in the 30s instead of the 20s or teens, well, that can make it even worse. As cars drive over the fresh snow, the crystals break and compact together. With temperatures close to freezing, a little extra pressure can partially melt the snow, only for it to freeze up again into a layer of ice. Without air pockets between the snow crystals for warm air to filter into, a compacted layer of ice takes a lot longer to melt. Now, this ice layer can stick around even longer in heavier snowfalls. That's because the snow on top of that bottom layer of ice helps insulate it from the warming temperatures through the day. In addition to these problems, road temperatures are likely going to start above freezing as the snow falls and then drop below it later in the morning. That means more ice hidden below the snow and slush that we have to deal with on the morning drive. Even after the roads warm up in the afternoon, heavy snow showers can still cover roads temporarily and create some slick conditions. All of these reasons show that even with some warmer temperatures with this storm, you do not want to estimate what's on the way.
Matt, thank you. President Biden released his new budget proposal, how he plans on funding Medicaid. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The Floor Trader Outlet's LVP blowout sale is going on now. Glue down LVP starting at only 59 cents. Floating LVP as low as $1.49. Spokane's lowest prices. The Floor Traders LVP blowout sale.
It's where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis.
The story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down with the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Swing by for your free fitting at the Good Feet store.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
At Eastern Washington University, data analysts and sociologists turn analytics into action. Geologists and political scientists explore innovative solutions for climate change. And our award-winning Center for Entrepreneurship empowers future business leaders to create the economy for now and decades from now. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world? That's the New Think. It is Eastern Washington and you. Discover Eastern at ewu.edu/newthink.
Hi, I'm Chris with Clark's Tire and Automotive. Right now is the best time to get your vehicle in to get it checked over. Come on in for a free winter inspection. We're going to check your brakes, shocks, struts, tires, air filter, wiper blades, and your heating and cooling system to make sure you're winter ready. If you can't make it into one of our shops, give us a call. We now have a mobile service. We offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty. We support our local law enforcement, our schools, our nurses and doctors, and we're here to support you. Come and try us out. We are a friendly neighborhood service repair center.
The Floor Trader Outlet's LVP blowout sale is going on now. Glue down LVP starting at only 59 cents. Floating LVP as low as $1.49. Spokane's lowest prices. The Floor Traders LVP blowout sale.
It's where the Northwest saves on flooring.
Corner of Division and Francis. 4 News Now is brought to you by Chihuahua Casino.
New at 6 o'clock, President Joe Biden unveiling his administration's budget proposal that addresses key priorities of his administration like child care, housing, health care, and funding for retirement.
Those programs have caused problems for the federal government for decades, along with the fight over how to continue to fund them. CNN's Mike Valerio explains how the Biden administration plans to fund Medicare.
Entitlements have long been a hot-button issue.
People felt like it was the third rail of American politics.
And solutions to funding them still seem out of reach.
I will put Medicare and Social Security in a lockbox.
Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security account for more than a third of the federal budget and provide a critical safety net for tens of millions of Americans, especially retirees. But as the number of people relying on those programs grows, the money is running out.
There's a commitment we have to people to age with dignity, but there's an awful lot of abuse and waste that goes on.
The White House hopes to address the crisis in President Biden's 2024 budget proposal.
I will protect Social Security and Medicare without any change.
The document includes a plan to fund a key piece of Medicare through the 2050s by raising taxes on Americans making $400,000 or more a year and allowing Medicare more leeway in negotiating drug prices.
My budget will not cut benefits, and it will definitely won't sunset programs.
The White House says the budget likewise includes provisions to shore up Social Security and lower Medicaid spending, while also expanding health care access. But with Republicans in control of the House, the plan will be dead on arrival when it reaches Capitol Hill, though GOP leadership insists
There is no agenda on the part of Senate Republicans to revisit Medicare or Social Security. Period.
Just how they plan to tackle the issue remains in question as congressional Republicans prepare their own budget expected in the spring. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
The FDA is changing its mammograms regulations. What the agency wants doctors to tell women after their exam. Next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
All the stars, backstage moments, serious style, the red carpet, fashion, after party.
Good morning, America. You won't want to miss it.
No one, and I mean no one, does Oscar in the morning like GMA. Was that good for you guys?
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure to leave plenty of space when I pass by.
I think 200 feet is right here.
Thank you. That looks safe to me.
And if I can't move over, I promise I'll slow down at least 10 miles an hour below the speed limit or no more than 50 miles an hour.
You promise?
Promise.
We want everyone to get home at the end of the day. When you see vehicles with flashing lights or people working on the side of the road, move over or slow down.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
Walker's Furniture is overstocked and we need to make room, so this week we're having an overstock sale. Get big discounts of 15 to 30%, even up to 70% off to help us reduce this inventory immediately.
While supplies last at Walker's.
My name is Bob Rambo, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had lymphoma. I was kind of scared to death, and the doctors recommended I go to Summit Cancer Center. Everybody on the staff there is super neat, nice, and it's kind of like a homecoming. I had lymphoma, and they cured that. I'm very thankful for this cancer center.
Next, E.T. Lisa Vanderpump weighs in on the Vanderpump Rules Scandival.
They're so entwined. It's very tumultuous. We know that.
Plus, we're with Bono and The Edge for their sort of homecoming.
I needed you two way more than you two needed me.
Then, only we're in Colorado with HGTV faves gearing up to rock the block.
What was your initial reaction when this opportunity came up?
Fear. Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
With 3 to 5 inches of snow on the way, our team of weather experts have declared tomorrow a weather alert day, and it's a pretty good thing because that's going to cause some havoc out there.
And weather alert day means that this could potentially impact your safety, and you need to be prepared. So let's send it over to our chief meteorologist, Chris Crocker. She has been tracking this storm for us this week, and along with Matt Gray, our 2 meteorologists have really been taking full force about this storm from the middle of the week.
Yeah, focusing really in on the impacts that you're going to see tomorrow and through the weekend. Chris.
And they are going to be considerable for the morning commute, and in this case even beyond. By this afternoon, today's snow was mostly melted. That will not be the case tomorrow. That is why we have a weather alert day, and this is going to be a widespread snow event across the entire region. Here's a look at our satellite and radar right now, and things have quieted down quite a bit. Just a few isolated snow showers in Coeur d'Alene late this afternoon. Those are coming to an end. The timing on the next round of snow is going to be overnight and into the commute. Our winter weather advisory goes until noon on Friday for the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. 3 to 5 inches of snow. That is until noon. But additional snow showers will continue through the afternoon and even into the early evening. So we could see some pockets where we add to this total. 1 to 3 once we get up around Omak and Republic. 2 to 6 in the northern Columbia Basin, with less down around Moses Lake and Ritzville. Meanwhile, in the mountains of the central Panhandle, the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho, the winter weather advisory goes all the way through Saturday morning. 2 to 5 up in the northern Panhandle, 1 to 4 in the valleys of the central Panhandle. However, we're looking at a foot of snow in some spots in the mountains. Meanwhile, here's a look at your forecast. Snow through just the commute. 2 to 4 inches will be common through the Spokane area, and the I-90 corridor will be adding to this total then through the morning. And again, that winter weather advisory goes all the way until noon. Our high temperatures tomorrow will be above freezing. However, the precipitation will likely stay as snow showers with very cold air coming aloft. Your Friday planner, 47 is our average high. We're going to top out at 37. It's also going to be a breezy day. Winds will be picking up with gusts up to 30 miles per hour at times right around noon. I'll be back with your ski report. It's going to be a good one in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. It's being offered for the first time. Families are starting to receive their working families tax credit refund.
The tax credit is available to lower income Washington families. It's sponsored by the Department of Revenue, and so far we're told 100,000 families have applied. New at 6:30, Vanessa Perez is here to break down what you need to apply.
Yeah, well, I spoke to organizers at the American Indian Community Center who say the tax credit gives families some cushion and even stimulates the economy. To apply, you'll need to have lived in Washington for at least 6 months last year and filed a federal tax return.
More relief for Washington families.
I have 3 kiddos, and I used to be a single mom, but this is going to help at least boost them. Like last year, we got the child payments and everything else, and then we don't have that anymore.
The American Indian Community Center is helping people navigate the application process. A single parent with 2 children making a little over $49,000 could receive up to $900. The same for a married couple making over $55,000.
This is backed by the Department of Commerce, so we know that on a macro level that it can help stimulate the economy. These dollars are going to go right back in. They're going to be spent.
One man recently came in to check on his refund.
He's qualified for a $300 tax credit refund, if you like, and he's using that to get into an apartment. He's currently experiencing homelessness, but I imagine a lot of folks this will be used to pay groceries and to feed the kids.
Kelly says the money from the program comes from sales tax. Families could receive their payment within 30 days.
So need your Social Security or taxpayer identification number. You'll need to be at least 25 years old and under the age of 64 or have a qualifying child to apply. There are other organizations offering application assistance as well. Some are even doing pop-up events. The deadline to apply for the tax credit is the end of this year. You can visit our website, KXLY.com, for more information. Live in studio, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Vanessa, thank you. One person is facing charges after Whitman County Sheriff's deputies say a local pharmacy tipped them off to a prescription drug theft ring. Deputies say they got a call from a pharmacy in Colfax Monday. The pharmacist reported getting a prescription for a narcotic phoned in from Spokane. Now, normally doctors don't phone in narcotic drugs from out of town. Detectives say the pharmacist called that doctor's office to verify, and the office explained that their designated number from the DEA had been compromised in recent days, and several pharmacies in the Colfax area were getting fraud calls for prescription pills. Deputies say they arrested one person Tuesday, and now they're looking for an accomplice in this pharmaceutical theft ring. Detectives say the DEA is also getting involved to follow up on the investigation.
The FDA is updating its regulations surrounding mammograms. One of the key changes will require mammography facilities to notify patients about their breast density. Dense breast tissue, which is composed of microfibrogranular then fatty tissue, is a normal and common finding that occurs in about half of women getting mammograms. The denser tissue can make tumors harder to detect. Having dense breasts has been associated with up to 4 times higher risk of developing breast cancer. The FDA says these new regulations will help doctors better assess and categorize mammograms.
A Spokane man who attempted to open a homeless shelter downtown last fall is now facing eviction just 8 months into that lease.
If you are to be evicted, what's the next step for you?
In my truck. I've given absolutely everything I can.
Pastor Ron Nelson with God's Love International is fighting to avoid eviction after missing several rent payments. His landlord fighting to have him removed.
Nelson owes more than $30,000 with no options on his own to make these payments. This story goes back several months. KXLY's Jordan Smith has been tracking it from the beginning. He joins us in studio with how we got to this point and what happens next. Jordan.
Well, this started back in July. Pastor Ron Nelson with God's Love International paid 6 months of upfront rent with the money he acquired from selling his home in Deer Park to get this property. He'd hoped that that window would be enough time for his church to receive grants to fund their proposed shelter. 8 months later, though, still nothing.
Ron Nelson came to 2nd Avenue with a mission: serve the homeless. But just 8 months after that lease began, they've only serviced the homeless for a few weeks. Fire code violations and zoning roadblocks keeping his doors shut. Unable to procure funding for his proposed shelter, he's yet to pay rent this year.
We haven't paid rent for 2 months.
His landlord sending a 3-day pay or vacate notice on January 31st, a notice that Nelson ignored.
Obviously, if we don't have the grant, we can't pay the rent, we can't buy the building, we're going to leave. But it didn't seem prudent for us to leave when this is our whole goal, and this is what God's telling us to do, is fight for the building.
But the complaints from his landlord extend beyond late payments. Court documents indicate Spokane police were dispatched over 70 times to this location since the lease began. Alleged assault and drug usage among those incident reports.
Did people use drugs in the bathroom? Absolutely. Did I catch people selling drugs out in the back parking lot? Absolutely. Did I immediately remove them from the property? Absolutely.
Those documents also indicate that Nelson agreed to release the property back to the landlord on February 13th, an agreement that Nelson turned back on.
The board originally thought that we had to get out, And that was not the case. We had sought some advice and found out that no, there's a procedure just like there is for residential.
The process to acquire grants takes several months at a time, and Nelson says they can only be acquired once the recipient has an established building.
So coming into this, you must have known this would have been a difficult situation.
I did.
Did the landlord know that?
Yes.
And Nelson says he will hear tomorrow if he will obtain a $3 million grant from the Department of Commerce. And if so, he says he'll use that money to pay off the rent and make an offer to purchase that building. After speaking with the attorney of the landlord, however, I'm told they won't consider that offer. They just want to reclaim possession of their property. And if that happens, Nelson says he'd be interested in purchasing the Redemption Church on 2nd and Division. Aaron, Kirsten?
Jordan, thank you. Washington State's Pac-12 tournament run has come to an end. What went wrong for the Cougars? Coming up in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
I like you right by my side.
Live with Kelly and Ryan.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or Click It RV in Spokane and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. A mile north of the Y on Newport Highway or clickitrv.com.
We celebrate our 28th anniversary the same way any self-respecting casino would, by giving you a shot at $28,000. Qualify all month long with hot spins and super spins for your shot at the cash on April 1st. Anniversary specials for midweek rooms at the Kootenai Falls Lodge are just $59 or $89 for Riverview rooms. Grab some anniversary cash at the Kootenai Casino and book your March getaway. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up? Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, another successful project. The Spokane Hope Center has been rebuilt and doubled due in part to Horizon Credit Union. Not only their painting of the walls and volunteering, but the artwork that's going up outside. The Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
How you doing? I noticed your windows could use an update.
No, our house is only 3 years old.
Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, we're offering 40% off right now, today only. You're gonna want those new windows.
No, we're good. Hello?
How about them windows? Double or nothing. Do this. Come on.
Knock out high-pressure sales with Northwest Window and Door. Let our friendly, knowledgeable sales team help you today.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or Click It RV in Spokane and get the same grand opening special plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. A mile north of the Y on Newport Highway or clickitrv.com.
Well, this afternoon, local women were celebrated at the annual YWCA's Women of Achievement Awards, and our very own Chris Crocker was MC of the event. Proceeds from this sold-out luncheon benefit YWCA's programs and services for people impacted by domestic violence, homelessness, and joblessness. This organization also helps with early childhood education and taking on racial and social injustices in Spokane. I was so happy to be there, Chris, and see you. It was a beautiful event. There were people on stilts.
Yes, and hanging from
aerial yoga going on.
What is that called?
It was
aerial silks.
Yes, violin playing. Yeah, it was a beautiful event for a tremendous cause.
They do such good work.
Yes, they do. We need them, and thanks for being there to support. Now let's talk about the weather, which I'm so glad that this storm was not today, because that would have put a real damper on the fun. We have snow starting overnight. It is a weather alert day on Friday. We had a little over 1.5 inches of snow this morning. This storm will be considerably considerably bigger, 3 to 5 inches of snow possible in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene by tomorrow morning's commute, and then heavy snow showers in the afternoon, which could add to that. Here's a look at our chance of precipitation. 100% right before the morning commute. It does slowly decrease through about noon, but we still have a good chance of snow showers through the afternoon, and then that does taper off further as we get into the evening. This is a different computer model than what I showed you in the last half hour, but it is in agreement with that snow coming in right around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. But this is something interesting that this shows a little bit better by 6 a.m. This dark navy blue with the heavy snow that we are looking at right about the commute time. That will move through Spokane and Coeur d'Alene through about 9 a.m. Here's 10 a.m. and we start to see that snow becoming a little bit lighter, and then eventually it will be hit and miss snow showers, but where those snow showers hit could be considerable. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Tomorrow is an alert day, lingering snow showers on Saturday. We spring forward. Sunday might be our only dry day, but even at that, we're going to bring snow in Sunday evening rain Sunday evening and into Monday. Then it's mostly rain next week as high temperatures get back up closer to average. Meanwhile, we're seeing the snow pile up in the mountains. Here is your ski report. Schweitzer, 28 degrees for a high tomorrow. Expect snow there. They've got machine groomed right now. Lookout Pass, 2 inches of new snow today, but you are in the winter weather advisory. Expect some heavy snow and fabulous powder conditions at Lookout Pass. 49 degrees north. Snow tomorrow, 2 inches of new snow and powder. Silver Mountain, expect snow. It is going to be a little bit windy at Silver. Always a good idea to double check and make sure it's not too windy for the gondola. Meanwhile, Mount Spokane, this is the last weekend to night ski. That's a bummer. Sign of spring, 29 degrees for a high tomorrow with snow on the way. And it is going to be a snowy day tomorrow. Our high tomorrow, only 37 degrees. Aaron?
That's good to know. Thanks, Chris. New tonight at 6:30. Well, Spider-Man has been one of the most popular superheroes for decades, and thanks to one comic issue that came out in the 80s, a house in New York City has been getting letters addressed to the wall crawler.
That's right. Many of those letters are now displayed at a museum in Brooklyn. The letters came from India, the Netherlands, and the UK, many starting off with the words, "Dear Spider-Man," followed by messages like, "I think you are the best superhero," or "Can you send me a costume?"
Board member Pamela Parker grew up in this household. It was her mother, Suzanne Parker, who actually started getting some of these letters and thinking they were odd at first, maybe a prank.
Well, these Parkers moved into 20 Ingram Street in Forest Hills, Queens in 1974, but Peter Parker's home address wasn't revealed until 1989.
You had to be a true fan that's following it from issue to issue to see the subsequent issue where you actually see the other half of the change of address form, and you get to put those two pieces together.
Wow, that is a super fan.
You really have to look into that.
The museum where some of these letters are displayed says the comic book writers deny any connection, but he thinks that they likely wanted to keep the story authentic. Maybe picked a name and address out of a phone book.
Well, that would explain a lot.
Yeah, do kids even know what phone books are anymore?
No. And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers use algorithms to treat every seller the same. We work with you personally. We Buy Ugly Houses customizes every purchase to every seller's needs. Call or click to sell quick.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set. Hey, that's great news. So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
Okay, I brought you here today because it's March Mania and people want to score big deals. So tell me what you got.
Know your trading values.
That's great, but how about you?
Great financing options.
We need more.
How about 2 years factory scheduled service and roadside assistance with Toyota Care?
Now that's what I'm talking about. If you want slam dunk deals, you gotta go to Finley.
Finley Toyota's downtown.
Higher education. It's a call to challenge yourself to embrace a future better prepared for success. A test of your ability to reach further, to know more and do more, to understand yourself and our world better. An opportunity to grow your potential, to make a difference in your life and in the lives of others. This is the path that leads to Idaho's public colleges and universities. Your success means Idaho's success.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers use algorithms to treat every seller the same. We work with you personally. We Buy Ugly Houses customizes every purchase to every seller's needs. Call or click to sell quick.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Washington State basketball coach Kyle Smith had this concerned look on his face for a majority of today's game against Oregon. The Cougars came into the matchup as one of the hottest teams in the Pac-12, but they didn't play like it. Pac-12 tournament quarterfinals in Las Vegas. Oregon had Washington State on their heels early on. N'Faly Dante rises up and throws it down. Oregon led by as many as 19 points in the first half. But here come the Cougs. Andrei Yakimovsky steps right into a three-pointer. Washington State cut the lead to 8 at halftime. Second half, Cougs down by 2. DJ Rodman finds TJ Bamba. Team chemistry on 1,000 as Bamba hits the 3 and Washington State takes the lead. Now under 2 minutes to go. Tie game. Oregon with the ball. Keyshawn Bartholomew drives, puts it up, can't get it to go, but Dante is right there for the putback to give the Ducks the lead. 30 seconds to go now. Washington State needs a basket to tie the game. Jacob Powell drives to the cup, but gets blocked. The Cougs fight back, but fall short. 75-70 is the final here. TJ Bamba led Washington State with 19 points in the loss.
We obviously came out and really took it to us and got us down big, but proud of our guys for being so resilient. And lesson learned for us a little bit. Last year in this game, we didn't compete as hard. UCLA kind of wire to wire, and pretty much we weren't as competitive, so we're proud of that. And we had opportunities late, and Oregon made some plays. Sometimes you got to hat tip that, and but proud of the way our guys played, and hopefully our season goes on.
And Washington State will be looking for a bid to the NIT tournament. Washington State women's basketball coach Cami Etheridge was named the National Coach of the Year by The Athletic. It's the first time a Washington State women's basketball coach has won a National Coach of the Year award by any publication. In her 5th season with the Cougars, Etheridge led Washington State to that moment right there, its first ever Pac-12 tournament championship in school history. The Cougars will be making their 3rd NCAA tournament appearance this season. And Gonzaga's Drew Timme keeps racking up the awards. He was named as one of 5 finalists for the Karl Malone Award. The Malone Award is given to the top power forward in all of college basketball. Timme led the West Coast Conference in scoring this season with 20 points a game. He was also an all-WCC first-team selection and the WCC Tournament MVP. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. We're just 3 days away from the biggest night in Hollywood.
We're getting some new details about Sunday's show. ABC's Will Gans has more.
If you thought the gloves were off at last year's Oscars,
oh, wow!
Wait until you see what Jimmy Kimmel thinks about Sunday night's ceremony.
This year, maybe 2 people will come up stage and head. Maybe in the future, it'll be 3, 4, and it'll just be eventually be everyone rushing the stage and slapping whoever's on.
The Academy has a newly formed crisis team in place after last year's Will Smith incident. And this year's host is feeling confident that that will help.
I think the decision to go with a champagne carpet rather than a red carpet shows how confident we are that no blood will be shed.
The Oscars has had a red carpet every year since 1961. But this year's champagne color isn't the only big change.
In past years, it was harder because most people hadn't seen most of the movies. And this year, you got at least 4 movies that most everyone who's interested in movies has seen. So it makes the references easier. You know who the actors are. And of course, Tom Cruise will be there. So, you know, I mean.
Let's talk about the cruise factor.
Yeah.
I got to imagine you'll have a little fun with Tom.
I will, for sure. I always have fun with Tom, and fun will be had with Tom on Sunday night.
Fun with Tom Cruise, but not with Lady Gaga. After tons of speculation, the Academy announcing on Wednesday that Gaga will not perform her nominated hit from Top Gun.
After a bunch of back and forth, it didn't feel like she can get a performance to the caliber that we're used to with her, that she's used to and all that stuff. So she is not going to perform on the show.
No Gaga, and definitely no Damon.
Matt Damon was not invited, was not nominated, and I hope he's never invited or nominated again.
Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Get hooked on the outdoors at the 61st Annual Bighorn Show, March 16th through the 19th at the Spokane County Fairgrounds. There's something for everyone in the family at the Bighorn Show. Visit the Trophy Territory. Enjoy live music. Go fishing with the kids at Fishing World. Visit with hundreds of outdoor adventure vendors. Learn cooking tips from local celebrity chef Adam Hegstead, or just kick back and have a cold one at our Sportsman's Lounge. Get your tickets today at bighornshow.com.
I want to pay way more for a better car.
I don't care what it's worth.
My credit card number is 549.
At the Cal Superstores in Airway Heights, Coeur d'Alene, and Spokane, our customers are just a little different because our inventory and prices are so good, they just kind of lose their minds.
My son will wash every car on the lot.
Dad!
I'm pre-approved for 2 deals. 2!
So if you're looking for the best selection at the best prices, go to Cal.
We're having a party.
We're the only ones stuck here while everyone else gets drunk and makes poor decisions.
Try not to kill anyone.
She just started seizing.
Her brain is bleeding.
What happened?
Attention! Save up to 50% at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa tent sale this weekend at Kootenai County Fairgrounds. Why wait 100 days with a local dealer when you can have a hot tub now? Over 50 models on display. Every floor model must go. Come see revolutionary swim spas that can heat or chill the water. Bad credit, no problem. 100% in-house financing, no turndowns. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa blowout sale at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. Call 1-833-OUR-SPAS or go to discountspas.com.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Tiger Woods versus his ex-girlfriend. Next, Inside Edition. The rupture in their relationship. Why is she suing him? Then, paralyzed. She says by her chiropractor.
She heard a crunching and felt something crunching in her neck.
How could a routine visit to the chiropractor end in disaster like this?
Come on, Caitlin, come on.
Will Caitlin ever be able to walk again? Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Snow tomorrow. It is going to be a tricky commute tomorrow. We are going to warm up above freezing, but as Matt showed us, that doesn't necessarily mean our roads are going to be in good shape.
It might even be worse.
March.
I know, March. Well, enjoy.